Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day. Today is Sunday the 12th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Also, today was Mother's Day, so I got up way earlier than I wanted to, but it is what it is. Got the dogs all out and in and out and in and separated and all that kind of fun stuff, and everything that kind of comes along with it. So got a few things done. Wife woke up, so I was able to, at that point, start getting the dogs fed and medicated and all that fun stuff that comes with it. Had a few things to accomplish today, nothing too major. And as I was heading over to let the one dog out of the office, who has to be kept separated, I heard Mom, I assume, on the phone with somebody. So I banged on her door real hard and yelled, "Happy Mother's Day!" Scared the hell out of her. So it turned out she was on the phone with her sister, my aunt, and she basically thought that was pretty funny. So had a little interesting experience with that one, which was, I like to startle people every once in a while. Usually when my mom's, I swear to God, she's gonna have a heart attack. I'll walk into the kitchen and she'll be in there in the sink, whatever, and freak out that I'm there. Like, I'm not gonna walk around with a bell on my damn self, which is funny because a lot of times I'll have a podcast going on my phone or whatever, so I'm making noise coming to the house. It's not like I'm sneaking up on her. So very seldom do I actually ever attempt to startle her. It just seems like it happens all the time. So, but yeah, wife got up, she got a few things done. They kind of hung around the morning a little bit, got a few things taken care of. I believe the plan was for my wife to take my mother out for Mother's Day for a Mother's Day breakfast, and apparently it didn't happen. I don't know why Mom didn't want to go, but she didn't. So I was at home with all the dogs. They got a few things around done. Got a list of kind of stuff we needed from the grocery store, which was not very much at all because father-in-law is in rehab for his hip, so they don't have to buy any food for him. And I bought a bunch of extra food at Costco the other day, so we're kind of set. We had plenty of milk, so they went ahead and went. They did have soda on sale, so I had to pick me up some soda. Mountain Dew was 15 for 3, or 3 for 15, or whatever it was. I don't exactly know. Maybe it was 5 for 15. I don't know how the hell the price was. So, but really good deal. So I'm picking me up some. Normally I would have bought a lot more at that price, but the soda goes flat so quick nowadays that I didn't want to overstock myself. And I wish they would tell me. I wish I knew what ads were coming up, like those sales, like how far apart they were, like, because I still had quite a few left in the garage, which I'd known that I would have ran down to empty or almost empty for that. I could stock up at the cheaper prices, but it is what it is. That brings down like $6 or 50 cents a bottle. So definitely cheapest. I've seen it for a long time. So, but yeah, they went and did the grocery shopping, did that kind of fun stuff. I had the dogs in and out with me, just kind of hanging outside, getting a few things accomplished here and there. Nothing too major. Had a client reach out that wanted me to watch their dog for like a week coming up, and they're out of like Tennessee, whatever. They're coming down here for a wedding or something, and they're about leaving the dog. There's conflicting answers of what was going on. Partly they're saying originally they didn't want to leave the dog at the Airbnb while they're wedding and different things, and then it changed to can't have a dog with us at all. Then it changed to maybe we can come by and pick the dog up multiple times during the week, and it was just a bunch of stuff. So they couldn't do a meet and greet, so I kind of read their profile and chatted back and forth, and they were very adamant about answering every single question quickly that I had. And then I booked it, said it's booked on my end, finish the book it on your end. And they said, yep, do it right now. We've used Rover a lot in the past, so we know how it works. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't know, hours went by, nothing. And then by the end of the night, still hadn't booked the damn thing. And I sent 2 reminders like, hey, it's booked on my end. You need to finish it up on your end. So I figure if I don't hear anything from them by noon tomorrow, I'll just archive it out, because it's kind of a busy weekend coming up, or a busy week coming up, like in a month and a half or whatever it is. But it's usually pretty busy for me that time of year because school's getting out, and I usually get pretty covered up with people going cruising and stuff. And the way Rover's set up, it's a stupid setup. As long as I have a pending request for those dates, I won't show up in anybody else's search on the dates, which is ridiculous, especially when it's already been booked on my end. It's waiting for them to answer. I shouldn't be kicked out of the, out of the rotation. I should be still seen. So I'll often archive a stay way earlier than I really need to, just for that fact that it's not, I don't want to wait for it. So I don't want to be kicked out of that because they may not actually book with me. And there was a group of them around here for a little while that was doing it a few years ago in this area. And I don't know if they were doing it to everybody or just doing it to me, because I was by far top rated dog sitter in the area, and I was just crushing it down here, and I was doing really well. And I think partly it's because I treat it like a damn business, not like just some drunken friends that are watching your dog for you when you're out of town. And they would put in requests for like a month-long stay, like near like 4th of July or different like holidays and stuff, and they're requesting like month-long stays because then I wouldn't show up in the searches. But then they wouldn't book it. They'd ask some questions, try to set meet and greets. Oh, we can't do meet and greets for another week or 2 and 3 weeks, and they try and push it way out. And so I realized when I wasn't showing up in searches, that's what they were doing. And I had like 10 of those happen to me in 1 year, and none of them ever booked at all. And they didn't even book with other people, because Rover will tell you they booked with somebody else. So never booked at all, and that's not really what they're doing. So at that moment, I just instantaneously started archiving almost everything, and it's ridiculous because they'll even, it's so dumb, Rover will have it set up where, let's say somebody tried to book you and tried to book somebody else, and then they book with somebody else. Rover will send you a message saying, hey, you need to archive this, so you'll show up in other people's searches, even though Rover knows they've already booked with somebody else. They tell me they booked with somebody else. Then they tell me, make sure I, basically archive it. Well, if that's the case, just fucking archive it yourself. Like, put it back in the listing. It's like, it's stupid. So it's really dumb. There's a lot of problems with Rover, and that is one of the big ones there. Just the software for the app is absolutely hideous on so many different levels of how poor it is. So yeah, that was fun. So we'll see by tomorrow if they haven't booked it. I'm just gonna go away. And there was some issues with the dog that they kind of seem like a pain in the ass, that there's a good chance I might be full at that point. And it's first come, first serve for me, especially from out of town people that seemed flaky or trying to find other accommodations to make it work, to not pay me as it is. So definitely not something I want to mess with. So who cares? But yeah, they got back from grocery shopping when I put the dogs outside so they could have access in and out of the house without having to worry about dogs underfoot. They got everything all put away and whatnot. I guess I don't think they had that much to do, but they got it all put away, got it taken care of. And then from there, I just continued to hang out with the dogs. I just chilled out with them, mostly outside almost all day long, just because all the dogs playing roughhousing and having a good time. So it worked out real well. And then I had one of the dogs went home today, which was good. I mean, it's fine. He's a perfectly good dog, but it was just an overnight with that one, so they come pick the dog up, so we chatted a little bit, and then went and get my run in, which a lot of times what I'll do is the one dog who I watched often, she loves being outside in the sun and that, but with all the dogs around, it's one of those things where she can't be out that much, so she can. So like right now when I'm on my run, I will let her outside in the backyard, and she'll go out and lay in the sun and just soak in it. She's a black dog, and she gets it hard. It's almost so hot you can almost hardly touch her. She's so hot in the sun, but loves it. So I'll separate the other dogs out after we separate out, and then I'll put her outside, go for my run, come back, and then let everybody kind of get back where they want to be and all that good fun stuff. But she gets so excited to go lay in the sun, and it's so funny. So, but yeah, had a good time with that. Had the owner of the crappy dog who said the dog was super friendly, never had any issues. And then as I was telling things that she was doing wrong and the way she's been aggressive, he was then adding on, oh yeah, she did that with this and did that, this and that and this. And it's like, wow, it's amazing how your memory is so good when I point out the flaws your dog has. But when we were talking about it, you couldn't remember any of these things. So it's like, who the hell knows? But yeah, so he supposedly reached out to some neighbors trying to have them come pick the dog up, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. So who the hell knows? But yeah, been playing with 2 dogs that don't get along with their dogs is kind of a pain in the butt. But luckily my house has a pretty good setup. I can keep things separated out, and it's not bad. So, and thank God neither one of them are like destructive or barking their heads off or nothing when they are separated out, like in the office or in the bedroom, my wife kind of thing. It's not so bad. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Ended up having some, for the dog work, I guess, ended up having our leftover salmon for dinner. Knocked out that. Also did up some frozen broccoli with it, with the mushrooms I had when I cooked it. So ended up a nice little meal for leftovers. And aside from seeing my mom that tiny little bit when she went to the store and stuff, didn't see her all damn day. So apparently for Mother's Day, her idea of a good time for Mother's Day was to, I guess, just stay in a room. And I was like, okay, weird fucking Mother's Day, but whatever. So who the heck knows? But after dinner, watched another episode of Physical 100, which we watched episode 1 of season 1. And I told my wife, I said, if we'd watched this first, I don't know if I would have enjoyed the show as much, because it was a lot more like influencers and people trying to like promote their YouTube channels and all that kind of crap, their Instagram channels, and less about the actual activity. So, but yeah, it was all right. She liked it more than I did, but I always found it was so much crappier than the first one, the second season. The second season was so much better, which is usually not the case, but it is what it is. I think they were trying to bring a lot more influential people to make the show more famous and whatnot. So, but yeah, it was kind of fun. The first contest they had was just hanging from a pole, however you want to. You can use your arms and stuff. Some people put their shoulders and like arms above on their chest. Other ones like put their elbows on it, grab the bar on top of them. It was a whole bunch of different techniques, and it was kind of cool to see it happen. So yeah, after that, went back out, played the dogs again outside, and then wrapped it up, came inside, watched an episode of Blue Bloods, which my wife didn't feel like really watching anything together, so I watched Blue Bloods. She kind of watches it, but doesn't really pay attention to it, so allows her brain to shut off as she falls asleep. So yeah, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.